Oscar, how are you feeling? Are you excited, mate? First game in, I think it's over 570 days this weekend.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that long. Just looking forward to get the first one out of the way. Obviously, pre-season games are a good little hit out, but nothing quite compares to the real thing. So looking forward to ticking that box and just getting back to the week-to-week of it, really.
Does it feel any different for you at the moment?
Not really. I mean, it's pretty similar to what it was at the start of 2021, I think. I think we've got a list of a lot of players that are coming back from injury, so I'm certainly not the only one out there who's probably feeling those emotions. And collectively as a group, just looking forward to playing a good game as a side and hopefully getting a win.
How are you feeling compared to though 2021? Do you feel stronger, fitter, faster?
Yeah, I mean, I was feeling pretty good then, and not much changes really. I think you're progressing over your career as you get older, bigger, stronger, and it's all marginal gains over a short period of time. So maybe if I reflect back, I was a little bit different, but I just think I'm the same as what I've always been.
Are you confident you'll have a experienced fellow tall forward out there with you on Saturday?
Yeah, I hope so. He seems to be moving really well at the moment, Jack. So he's got some medical things to tick off throughout the week, and obviously only Monday, so still quite a while until then. But really hoping he gets out there.
When do you think they'll put him to the test and work out whether he's there or not?
I don't have any clue, to be honest. I'll probably Tuesday, Thursday. Yeah, I'm not too sure, just hoping he's out there. And if he's not, we've had a good look in the last couple of weeks of what that'll look like as well. So hopefully he's there, but if he's not, then we've got other contingencies in place as well.
How do you feel personally knowing that there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders now that JK is no longer there and perhaps JD won't be there round one?
Yeah, I mean, there's always responsibility and pressures. I think it just changes. So when you get to the club, you've got a pressure to play and hopefully make a career out of it. And then once you start playing, you want to play well and then you want the team to win. So it's not really hoping I play well, but collectively, if we win, then that's all that really matters for me.
Has JK been in touch at all?
Yeah, we've had a couple of chats here and there. He was actually at training, I think, last week watching, so gave me a couple of pointers, which is always nice for him to give. And he's terrific. He's always been a great mentor and leader for me throughout my time at the footy club. So he's probably the reason I'm in the position I'm here today, because of the path he put me on when I got to the club.
What did you get out of the two practice matches against Port Adelaide and Adelaide?
Both of them played different styles of footy, I think, and particularly how they defended. So we got a good look at a team that's probably a bit more proactive and really work together, and then another side that really bases their game off their contest. And was really impressed with how the Crows went about it and really showed what the benchmark looks like for a really good contest side.
We saw Nick training again away from the main group. Did quite a tough session today. Is there a chance he's pushing for round one?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not too privy on the details, but he seems like he's moving really well, and he's doing, just like Jack, everything he can to put himself in consideration. So that's probably a conversation for later in the week in the medical team and the senior coaching staff. But yeah, he's looking really good, and hopefully he's out there as soon as he can be.
How much of a boost is that to you guys, though, if he is there?
Yeah, it is a big boost, but in saying that, I think Callum Jamieson the last 2 weeks has been really, really terrific. I thought against Adelaide was probably one of the shining lights for us, and Bailey Williams has really grown in the last 12, 18 months as well. If they are the right combination, we've got confidence in them as well. So it's not just only if Nick's out there we feel confident. I mean, it's the same with anyone really.
How is Bailey going with his hamstring?
Yeah, another one who's moving really well and hopefully will be up for consideration to play. He seems like he's made progress pretty quickly, and once again, Monday, game's not till Saturday, so it's still a bit out of the know from the playing group anyway, and just hopefully he'll get up for it.
Is it a concern that Bailey and Nick Nat won't be available? Is it?
I think it's always a concern when people aren't training, but it's the way the footy works, and there's other players on the list who can step up and play a role for the game or for a prolonged period of time. It's something we dealt with last year, and we thought, although on field we didn't get the results, culturally we thought we held ourselves in pretty good stead. So I think one of the positives we take out of last year is when things do go wrong, we can stick fat and get through things together. So thankfully we've had a relatively healthy pre-season and just hoping to get out there and play well.
How's the group of players, Oscar, your mediums, your smalls in the forward line? Are there players in there that are exciting you ahead of round one?
Yeah, there are. I think obviously Liam Ryan is at his best an All-Australian footballer, so he speaks for himself. Jamie Cripps is probably incredibly underrated, I think, in AFL circles of how effective he is and how important he is to our structure. And then you've got young guys like Jack Petruccelli, who's same age as me. He's played probably 50, 60 games and is starting to hit his straps. Noah Long, Sam Tresky-Seaton, there's a lot of guys up there who can play a role. So it's just going to be interesting to see who the coaches pick for round one.
Struggled for inside 50s last year, so that group wouldn't have had many opportunities. Do you see an opportunity for that group to come up a lot this season with more inside 50s?
Yeah, I think so. It's one of those roles which is unheralded, and when the team's going well, you often get a look playing a sacrificial higher forward role, and then when we're struggling a little bit for supply or scoreboard pressure, then it can become a little bit of a tough role to play, but those guys always do a really good job of it, and I think collectively as a footy club, we've done a great job at rewarding effort and behind the goals vision rather than outcome and stats after the game. So that's something we've been focusing on, and they seem to be doing a really good job of it.
Where do you see Jake fitting in?
Last year was for a lot of it because obviously I wasn't out there, and then a lot of the ruckmen were injured, and so he's played a number of different roles, and throughout his career he's shown he can play deep or up high. So his versatility just is nothing but positive because it allows him to fill a number of different roles, and is something he's done for as long as he's been at the footy club, and just hoping if he gets the opportunity he'll be able to execute as well as he has in the past.
Oscar, an old derby rival of yours, Griffin Logue, has been touted as the #1 defender for North this season. Is that the matchup you're anticipating to have come Saturday? Has there been much work put in the scouting report?
Oh, there's been not a whole heap yet. We don't have too much vision of their stuff, so only last week, and it's only Monday, so I haven't really looked through it. But the way a lot of teams defend, it's not traditional old school, and I've got him and the other forwards have got their matchup. It's kind of everyone defends everyone, and you more holistically look at the system and the way they play. So hoping to crack into that in the next couple of days. But Griff's a really talented player, obviously had a big move over there, and seems to be playing really well from all reports.
Did you have a sigh of relief though when Ben Mackay sort of got ruled out for that early part of the season? You obviously don't want to see someone injured, but he's a tough opponent and would likely have spent a bit of time on you.
Yeah, he is a tough opponent, but I think he's got a foot injury, which is something I had last year, so it's probably a similar time as well. So obviously a feel for him, and hopefully he can recover and get back out there as soon as you can. You never really hope for anyone to be injured or not playing, and you always want to go up against the best you can. So hoping he's back out there soon.
Are you completely over that injury, or is that something you might have to deal with over your career?
Yeah, completely over it now, and the strength and conditioning staff of the footy club, physios, doctors, have done a great job managing me, and I've got to a stage where I'm on a modified program at stages with other people. So you see days like today, there'll be a group of us who probably aren't doing as much, and that doesn't mean we're injured or sore. It's just our loading program, and there's been a lot of thought and effort put into it from people who are a lot smarter than me. So just follow their requests, and it's working so far. So really grateful for the work they've put in.
And I guess those foot injuries we've seen with other players in the past, they can be so hard to recover from. Was there any point in your mind where you're a bit worried about that and the potential long-term consequences?
I think that's why we had such a conservative route last year, and that's why we took the way we did with ruling myself out probably at the halfway point of the season, just understanding how important it is to really nip it on the butt and get it right, making sure that obviously if your feet don't work, it's going to be hard to play footy. You can't run or do anything that's required, but as I said, feels great. Body's been feeling really good for probably the last 5 or 6 months now, and we've had a really good training phase. So yeah, just looking forward to testing myself out this weekend.
And is there a plan for you to ruck at all this season?
I don't think, no, at this stage it's not in the calculations, no.
And how good is that, just to be able to focus on the forward role and put your 100% focus there?
Yeah, I mean, it is nice. It's probably something we were working towards the last couple of years, but as I've said before, I'm really grateful that particularly early in my career, my versatility and ability to play in the ruck probably kept me in the side, because there's definitely days where Simo and the coaching staff could have left me out and play another small forward, but I was really grateful that they allowed me to play, and it's helped me develop as a footballer. So if the tap on the shoulder comes, I'll definitely do it, but it's something that we've probably been working towards the last couple of years to get me more in a permanent forward position.
Did you have any, once you got through the 2 games against Adelaide and Port Adelaide, was there any relief just to know that you were going to be available for round 1?
I think the first game in particular, there was a lot of relief. I was pretty nervous before it, which is good. It's a natural emotion to have, but you come off, your body's a bit banged up and sore, but in a good way, and it was just a good feeling of, all right, you've trained a lot against your teammates, and it's never quite the same as opposition, so I'm sure it'll be an even different feeling after this weekend, because it's actually for premiership points, but yeah, it is a big relief when you walk off the ground and kind of realise, oh, yep, I can get through this, I can do this, and you just build confidence from there.
The club was criticised for ball movement last year, and that's partly confidence as well as execution. They kind of dovetail into each other, and at times against Adelaide, the ball movement got stymied again. What, if any, role do the forwards play in helping the players upfield to shift the ball quicker?
Yeah, they play a massive role. I mean, first and foremost, if you get the ball in your area and you keep it in the front half, it makes ball movement a lot easier, because it's easier to move the ball 60 or 70 metres than 150 through 18-man defence these days. So we've got to set up correctly and provide a strong contest. It's something that we probably didn't do as well as we could have against Adelaide, and we took a lot of learnings and growths out of that. But not only the forward line, you're all connected and you're one unit, so the ability to be able to work together with our mids and backs to be as efficient as we can is something we've been working on, and I think we've taken some positive strides this pre-season.
Do you think we could see a debutant in round 1?
Yeah, maybe. There's a couple that are floating around who have played really well. I think Ruben Jinby's a really exciting prospect. He's impressed everyone, not only on field, but the way he goes about things in the locker room as well. Elijah Hewitt's playing really well. Campbell Chesser was probably in a position this time last year or a little bit before this to make his debut last year as well. So he's another one that's there and about, and it's just exciting to have these young players with flair, and they don't know what they don't know, so they just go out there and have fun and really take the opportunity that comes to them. So it's great to play with them and just see the emotion and celebrate with their families after the game. Yeah, it's a great thing to be a part of.
Do you remember yours?
Yeah, I do. Yep, I remember I probably shouldn't have been playing. I think Gov was playing forward, JK was injured, JD was injured, and maybe TB was injured. So they didn't really have too much of a choice but to play me. And just remember the relief of the game being over. We won, and being able to celebrate with all my friends and family was pretty special.
So who was that against?
Played against GWS, Indigenous round. I think it was round 16 or 17, 2018. Played at fullback, and I remember my first contest got outmarked pretty badly, so it was a good reality check early.
And who outmarked you?
I think it was Harry Himmelberg, but thankfully he played on and handballed it to Matt De Boer, and I got a smother in, and we went away the other way, and it came up on Monday saying how positive it was, and they didn't notice the part where I'd stuffed it up, so that always worked well.
How's the chemistry been building with some of those young blokes like Jinby and Hewitt, and sort of finding that mid-forward connection with those blokes, so new to the system?
Yeah, it's been different, but not only with them, I haven't had a whole heap of connection with a lot of the whole playing group. I mean, 12 months away from the group isn't just the guys that are new to the program, it's also Dom Sheeds and Luke Shuey's and Elliot Yo's guys that have been in and out, as well as myself. And in season, you don't get a whole heap of opportunity to train with guys who are in the rehab program. So just getting my connection with the whole side's been really important, and making sure we get our structures and everything right this week's going to be super important.